Dubai opens their arms to anyone.
So I'm always in Dubai.
I have nothing but good things to say about Dubai.
It's no longer the American dream, it's the Dubai dream.
Dubai is everything wrong with society. It's a facade. And whatever influencers and celebrities tell you, you should never move to Dubai. It's often marketed as a city ahead of its time, as a shining beacon of our future, a land of modernistic infrastructure and traditional values, and prosperity for all. But when something is too good to be true, it usually is. Beneath the glossy surface lies a wasteland crawling with blatant corruption that's only accessible to the elite. Behind the doors of the five-star hotels, degenerate acts are committed for money. It has more unpaid workers than America did in the 1860s, resembling a modern-day slave fest. The infrastructure is chaotic and flawed, made by yes-men engineers. This video will be divided into two parts. In the first part, we'll explore the so-called positives that Dubai proudly showcases, the polished facade that they want the world to see. Then, in the second part, we'll peel back the layers to reveal the real reasons behind these grand displays. But before we get into that, consider this. When you type Dubai into the YouTube search bar, you'll find two kinds of videos. The first type are the videos exposing Dubai for what it really is, and advertisements for the UAE that is rife with human rights violations and modern-day slavery, as they look to find new ways of making money for the country because the financial bubble is about to burst, and we'll get into the reason for that situation later in the video. The second type are a barrage of influencers and celebrities enticing you, never saying a bad word about the city, showing off the beautiful skyscrapers and infinity pools. You'll find hundreds of vlogs by IG models boasting about how safe and clean the city is.
There's no homeless on the streets and you always feel safe and secure.
While taking selfies of a man feeding them meat at ridiculously expensive restaurants. You'll get reminders of how sucky your life is with clips of all the guys driving Lambos and Bugattis with 10 women next to them on their yachts and paying no taxes. So which one is it? Well, depending on how much money you have in the bank, both are true. On the one hand, if you're a wealthy influencer, Dubai can seem like a paradise. With its modern architecture, world-class dining, and zero income taxes, it's almost a no-brainer why anyone with money would want to come here and fill out their Instagram story. It's marketed as luxury, and it is luxury. Just like the California gold rush of the 1800s, which drew hundreds of thousands of people seeking fortune and fresh starts, Dubai has similarly attracted a massive influx of individuals enticed by its glitz and glamour, all hoping to get a piece of the pie. Which is why countless young Instagram models and hopeful individuals flock to Dubai and the UAE every year, searching for a chance to change their lives. Most of them won't make it though. There are only so many likes and followers to go around, leading many to turn to the infamous Dubai porta potty industry. Details are sketchy, with predatory NDAs and embarrassments limiting the information available, but numerous examples exist of hopeful models receiving massive offers from ruling elites for the most depraved acts imaginable.
I'm 26 years old. I'm willing to come to Dubai. Sultan Ali. We are having unprotected sex. I will also fuck his virgin brother, who is 13 years old. I will let him lick my and fuck me Anna. Mr. Ali is paying me $50,000 US.
This video was leaked in 2022. It's a woman agreeing to the terms of an arrangement on camera, serving as a sort of social contract. Such arrangements are not uncommon in Dubai. In fact, this one is pretty tame compared to what can be found online, which includes videos of those encounters. There was even a website called Tag the Sponsor that used to expose the interactions between Dubai sponsors and women that were agreeing to perform degenerate acts for large amounts of money. The general consensus is that models like this make most of their money from brand deals. In reality, many are using their social media clout as an alternative form of advertising. They're not promoting products, they are the product. But this leaves these women in vulnerable positions because prostitution is illegal in Dubai. If they're caught, the wealthy Emirati can pay his way out of trouble, leaving the woman to deal with the police. This means they are open to being exploited further than they already are, facing legal repercussions and social stigma while their affluent clients walk away unscathed. For a country where anything above hand-holding can get you a jail sentence, the rumors are shocking. Suppressing these kinds of stories is key for Dubai's future PR. If they do a bad job of it, they could scare young people and the money away. So while Dubai promotes itself as a place with strict traditional and religious values, the reality is quite different. Charity and helping the less fortunate fly out the window when it comes to the migrant slums full of Nepalese workers. Drinking wine, beer or whiskey is haram, but inhaling butane is apparently acceptable. Dubai has the highest hypocrisy per capita. Yet, despite this glaring hypocrisy, mainstream Western influencers are more than willing to turn a blind eye. Lured by lucrative deals from the tourism board, they flock to Dubai to showcase the city's attractions in stunning 4K. Celebrities like Will Smith and YouTube channels like Yes Theory, who publicly supports progressive movements like Black Lives Matter, conveniently overlook the slave-like conditions of migrant workers in Dubai. Will Smith's promotion of the world's deepest pool, owned by a construction empire linked to the Saudi crown prince, highlights the hypocrisy. This company has been responsible for numerous human rights abuses, including not paying foreign workers for months and subjecting them to inhumane living conditions, but they won't say anything about this because it doesn't fit the narrative. You see, there's a very dedicated effort to bring tourists to Dubai and the UAE. One example of these efforts was when Lionel Messi was given a $25 million 3-year contract just to tour the Middle East, as long as he doesn't say anything to tarnish the country. They are using influencer marketing to create the facade that it is the place to be. And remember that influencer that spoke so eloquently about Dubai being the new LA, proudly noting the absence of homeless people on the streets? Well, what she doesn't mention is that in Dubai, the government addresses homelessness by deporting those found living on the streets or by arresting them if they're locals. And the reason why she and all these other influencers never speak ill of Dubai is that non-nationals in Dubai need an influencer license, which comes with the requirements to talk highly of Dubai and not criticize it.
People cannot talk negatively about the government. They can't talk negatively about the weather or anything that could be considered possibly negative. We also have instances where people cannot even share articles that are negative about the UAE.
It's not just frowned upon to criticize Dubai, it's literally illegal. So if you want that Salt Bay meat, you better know your role and shut your mouth. Dubai's strategy is clear. They're constantly targeting influencers to paint an immaculate picture of their city. And with these influencers come millions of followers, each one seduced by the curated perfection and eager to experience it for themselves. Envy turns into currency and the government laughs straight to the bank as the economy booms. But this relentless pursuit of image and profits doesn't stop at social media. The UAE pulls out all the stops to attract investment and expats, even if it means cutting corners in their architecture to flaunt their supposed grandeur. The tallest building in the world serves no purpose other than to display the government's massive ego. If you had to show someone a picture of what a massive ego would look like, you would show them the Burj Khalifa. Supposedly, it can accommodate up to 35,000 people, which is funny because there's no sewage system connected to the building. The UAE is dumping money into creating a sewer system for Dubai. However, it doesn't exist for the Burj Khalifa. This is why you may have heard of Dubai's infamous poop trucks. These trucks are tasked with transporting waste out of the Burj Khalifa, whose plumbing can't keep up with its own hype. If it's not porta potties, it's fleets of trucks hauling away the waste. But why are they doing all of this? Why are they paying influencers to lie about Dubai? Why are they cutting architectural corners to look grandiose? I said earlier we're going to discuss the real reason why they're heavily pushing tourism and why the bubble is about to burst. Well, it really comes down to money. Their oil money is running out. After decades of working just fine, Dubai's economic engine is now, for the first time ever, in serious danger. If the UAE wants to survive, it needs to change radically and very soon. But to understand the problems that Dubai is facing, we need to understand how it got so rich in the first place. The story begins in the 1960s with the start of their 3-phase plan. Back then, Dubai was a small, unimportant, poor fishing town that didn't resemble the city we know today in any way. But then two major things happened. First, like many other places around the Persian Gulf, Dubai found oil. Even though its oil reserves were very small compared to the other places in the region, it still meant that the small town suddenly had a lot of money at its disposal overnight. Secondly, Dubai got a new ruler, Sheikh Rashid bin Zayed Al Maktoum. He recognized early on that, unlike their neighbors, Dubai's oil reserves were limited and would run out in just a few decades. Realizing this, he understood the need to be extremely strategic with the oil revenue while it lasted, ensuring the city could thrive once the oil was gone. As the oil money started flowing in, Sheikh Rashid invested it wisely, rapidly developing the infrastructure necessary to connect Dubai with the rest of the world. This included the construction of the city's first airports, roads, hotels, and other critical infrastructure. Then, Dubai got lucky once again. Up until then, another city in the Middle East held the position that Dubai has today, Beirut, the capital of Lebanon, which was affectionately dubbed the Paris of the Middle East. However, in the 1970s, the Lebanese civil war broke out, and suddenly Beirut was wiped off the map. Dubai saw this as an opportunity. The ruler of Dubai loosened laws to allow Western banks, accountancies, and law offices to establish branches in the Middle East, offering them a safe and Western-friendly environment. While the individuals from across the Middle East who had their money parked in Beirut began transferring their assets to banks in Dubai. This strategic move, combined with the expansion of the local airport and the launch of their own airline, transformed Dubai into a crucial air hub for the Middle East and North Africa. Now that Dubai was emerging as one of the most affluent regions in the Middle East and becoming increasingly open to the West, the stage was set to begin phase 2, real estate. From the mid-1990s, Dubai started bringing in millions of workers from India and Pakistan as cheap labor for construction sites and put all of its remaining oil money into building an enormous amount of real estate, following the rule of, if you build it, they will come. And come they did. By now, revenues from oil accounts for less than 5% of Dubai's GDP, marking a significant shift in the city's economic foundation. With the initial phases of its transformation complete, Dubai now entered phase 3. Attracting the masses, which we spoke about in the first part of the video, driven by a carefully created image crafted through celebrities, influencers, and censorship, designed to present Dubai as the ultimate destination in order to entice more people to come spend their money on $1,000 steaks and save a sinking economy. But while this model has worked for Dubai so far, it's unlikely to work for much longer because the context in which the Emirates thrived is changing rapidly and not in a good way. The success of Dubai's model has caught attention of neighboring Gulf states who are now scrambling to replicate its blueprint. Global demand for oil is expected to decrease much faster than previously anticipated, with their massive spending increasingly outstripping diminishing oil revenues. The IMF predicts that Gulf countries could deplete their financial reserves as soon as 2034. In response, these oil-rich states are restructuring their economies to reduce oil dependency. They are emulating Dubai's model by loosening regulations, attracting tourists, and investing heavily in grandiose construction projects. This means that Dubai will no longer be the only country in the region offering these services, facing unprecedented competition from its neighbors. And that's why Dubai looks the other way when it comes to degeneracy, why sex before marriage has been decriminalized, why they pay influencers to speak well of the country, why you shouldn't move to Dubai. The money is running out. The bubble is about to burst.